Well, Harry has come to a couple of our shows, and he's a sweet guy. I think I probably said the same thing about chemistry. I can't really remember. I was too enamoured with his haircut.
It's quite a haircut.
I was like this. I'm pretty sure I was a straight guy before. Getting a sort of hot flush.
Curly, it's just unbelievable. It smells so good. It's just so shiny.
What's
it's like
going
full
on?
of body. Like, what are you?
Jumping to Dunkirk, and obviously Radio 1, I've got to ask that question that you've been asked again a million times, but you must be so pleased with how the Harry Styles thing played out, because people were like, come off it, and then went, actually, he's really good.
He's great. Yeah, but it's funny because you get asked whether I was surprised by that or whatever, and you go, well, no, that's my job. You know, my job is to figure out, is to meet someone, audition them, look at them, and figure out what they can do. And so ultimately, I wasn't surprised by it at all. But I was very pleased by people's reaction to what Harry did, because I think that he risked being almost too subtle or too, he's very, very real in what he does in the film, which is what I wanted. It's very truthful, but it's not glamorous, and it's not, he's not an exotic villain. There's nothing obvious that he gets to do. You're playing human frailty. You're playing an ugly side of human nature that we all are very, very aware of in ourselves. And that's very, very unglamorous. And he's just a very talented guy. He did a terrific job. I always like to have faith that the work, if somebody does a great job, that people, when they sit down in the cinema and the lights go down, that they're invested in that world for a couple of hours.
You'd recently worked with Harry Styles. How did that go? Is he act? Is he good?
He's a great kid. I've really enjoyed working with him. I've not actually done any acting scenes with him, but I think there's a definite crossover between music and film. I actually come from that world myself, and he's a really, really lovely kid and very charismatic, and we've had great fun. So I'm sure Chris Nolan's not going to cast an actor unless he's a talented person, so I'm sure he'll be amazing.
I don't know much about his work. He's a very, very, undoubtedly, a very, really handsome young man. What surprised me the other night when we had to drink together, about 4 or 5 of us, a lot of young guys in the cast, was he was so funny and witty. Like, we were watching the football, and the Germans were beginning to lose against the French, and there was a picture of the German crowd, and I said, oh, look at the Germans looking really serious. And he said, what? Like, that's not how they normally look. They normally look like, like this. It was very witty, and he's very quick. But I know the stuntmen, there's a lot of stunts in it, and he has to do a lot of them. Not comfortable stunts, and he's just so positive and brave and brilliant. They all think he's wonderful. I think he's making a great move personally, because I think if you do have a lot of soul, as he surely does, then you can share more of that through acting in film than you can, I think, through popular music.
I think it's going to be an interesting but really fun time, and I mean, with the direction that his new record just went and the way that mine has gone, I kind of think that it'll really work.
Well, he's a sweetheart too, and he's a really fabulous guy.
He seems nice, and I just appreciate when anybody wants to support other
Did he ask
genres.
you to do it?
Mm-hmm.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's so great. Good for him. I love him.
Yes.
I love him more now. I love him anyway, but I love him more now. And
Most stories that I say on radio kind of end up in media. I'd like to put something out there as well that I found out the other day that no one wrote about. But going back to Harry, right? I saw him in LA about 3 months ago, and he had a day off and he went out. No one knows this. No one's written about it, and I'd like for press to write about it because I think it would be a nice thing. But he went out on his day off and spent like 2 or 3 grand on Domino's pizzas and drove around for the whole day just giving it to homeless people. And I think that's an amazing story that people should cover. But yeah,
what's amazing?
That's pretty cool, right?
It's the story itself is cool. The fact that he didn't tell his publicist to tell everyone, to me, is the coolest part of it.
You must be waiting for
Hours. No.
Yeah. Handsome man.
And it was really, really fun. And he's just the nicest, coolest, like everything that you imagine him to be.
Yeah. But when he walked through that door, was there that
the hair, the beach waves, just like
as he spins.
Yeah, no, literally, it is that vibe. Genuinely, he's just he's just a great guy.
Very funny. He's very silly and very, very sweet, very professional, and never too serious. He was very nice. Very, very sweet guy.
In his English accent?
Yeah, that was the worst English accent of all time. But yeah, he's definitely like he's not too serious.
So, our next performer is not only a great singer, he's a great listener.
Yes, he learned to walk and talk to the music his parents absolutely loved. The Rolling Stones, Fleetwood Mac, Queen, Shania Twain, and Norah Jones.
All of these artists have shaped him into the incredible artist he is today.
Please welcome to the stage, Harry Styles!